What's going on, guys? It's LadyB. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Town Hall. Today, I'm bringing you some World Championship qualifiers. Stay tuned to hear about one of the teams that's going to Poland. So today we are joined by one of the teams that we will be seeing in Poland for the World Championship qualifiers. We'll see them in March, but they were part of the World Championship qualifying teams that made it through in February. We have Aphelion eSports, and we have JC, Roars, and Isto joining us. Hello, guys. How's it going? Roars, great to have you here.
Hey, how's it going?
JC, wonderful to have you here as well.
Thanks for having me.
And Isto, I'm gonna mess this up completely, 100%. We were talking about Itsu earlier, so now I'm gonna converge your name. You're gonna be Istu. So welcome, and great to have you guys here today. Thank you so much for being a part. I'm very excited to get to talk to you guys about your journey into the World Championship qualifiers. We saw some amazing reaction videos. Roars is a YouTuber. Also, I don't know if you're doing more Twitch, but he was a Twitch streamer. And JC is also a YouTuber as well. But Roars, talk to us about that moment. We saw the reaction videos. Tell us about that moment that you realized when you won.
Going against Blaze JP with all the hype around them, winning that with securing it with several stars, and then going against Vatang, who obviously was the favored clan. We just we had that third triple that sealed the deal, and honestly it was mind-blowing, and we didn't expect it, but overall we have a really solid team with great communication, and ultimately just got it done. It was incredible.
JC, you also had a reaction video, and I love this reaction video because you brought in your girlfriend. You asked her what she thought about Clash of Clans. What happened in that moment that you won? Was your girlfriend there? Did she hear you screaming and shouting?
Yeah, she was. It was actually pretty early our time. We're late sleepers, so when we on the weekends we like to sleep in late. But for this tournament, I woke up really early, as War said. And when we won, I was just screaming, jumping up and down, screaming. I woke her up. It was she came up like, "What happened? What happened?" It was quite funny.
And then you partied later. You celebrated. You went out to, it looked like the clubs and had some fun.
Yeah, it was kind of a late Valentine's Day kind of thing, where we had something scheduled the day after the Valentine's Day to go see our it's an EDM artist, Steve Aoki. We saw him at AC.
Very nice. And I think that was extra reason to celebrate. I mean, you had a nice, lovely date out, and then on a really high note for you. For Isto, I see in your profile pic, you have a little one in the background. So what was it like for your family when you won? Was your family around? Did they hear you screaming and hooting and hollering?
Well, I was actually at work, but yeah, they're definitely excited. Yeah, I think it was just insane. The whole experience was pretty insane.
Did you?
Yeah, my little ones are definitely excited.
And so what happened at work? You were at work playing Clash of Clans. Do they now know that you were playing at work?
Oh yeah, they definitely know now. So they definitely screamed.
When did this particular team come together? Because Aphelion has quite a few players. We've seen a lot of their teams going through. We've seen a lot of variations. When did this dream team come together? That's now going to Poland. That's made it to Poland for the World Championship qualifiers.
Well, yeah, we actually just put it together. Me, Olm, and JC actually played together in January. We went out the first round though. Unfortunately, we lost 14-13. But yeah, for all five of us, just this month, we got it all together. I think like 2 weeks before, maybe a week before.
How did you prep for this war coming together, since you had just started working in January? How many wars did you do? Did you try and do some 5v5 teams together to make sure you had that dynamic that was working?
Yeah, I think what we did the best, and what we did to build the team together was just kind of building off our 5v5 tournament in January. We knew we had triple potential. Unfortunately, our bases weren't maxed, so that's kind of why we gave up 14 stars. So we just wanted to build off that. And then I know Isto and War did a lot of heavy work in terms of putting the team together, choosing like Joker, I think was the last one, and then we kind of just rolled there. And we did some 5v5 practices. I think we didn't actually do that well. I don't remember. It was just kind of just practice where we just trying to get each other as a team. But once you're in the tournament, it's kind of just like get a little lucky and just work together. And you can always surprise people with that.
What was the biggest challenge during the qualifiers for you guys?
I personally, going into the qualifiers, the hardest challenge for us, I believe, is going to be selecting the right bases for defense. We know we have the triple potential. If you go into a war where that base has just not been holding up, I think selecting the bases was, in my opinion, one of the hardest, items. But I will say JC put in a lot of work to make sure we have decent bases. And honestly, the base he gave me alone held up in 10 wars, literally 10 wars, and not been tripled. And still today, defense.
So JC, how much time did you invest in doing the base building? And was that your task alone, or did you have a team, especially having some more players behind you in Aphelion?
I particularly just like building bases, just kind of watching YouTube streams and just kind of tweaking and building maybe sometimes fresh off that. I used to do that all the time for One Hive when I was still with them. I built all their bases. Oh, I didn't build all of them. I basically tweaked them all. So it was kind of something that I enjoyed doing. It's kind of like a defensive puzzle almost. Like, I stopped you from getting a 3-star kind of thing. I get joy off that for some sick reason, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. That's a huge component to the game, and it just becomes a personal challenge at that.
Yeah, it's cool to try to stop especially if you're going against top tier players and that are people are known. It's kind of cool trying to figure out what they like to do and building a base to stop what they like to do. And it's succeeding is kind of just it feels just as good as getting a 3-star yourself.
And what was the biggest challenge for you during the qualifiers?
Honestly, it was just kind of keeping up the momentum. I've been playing ESL through Mobile Open and ESL through World Qualifiers last year, and I know just playing it through the One Hive teams and all the other teams I've been on is keeping the momentum and everyone focused is the main issue with the 5v5s. If you can't get everyone still focused, just take it one war at a time, no bracket watching or anything like that, which is what we did. I feel like that was one of our keys to success.
Do you feel that having that experience behind you under your belt, because we can't forget that you are a seasoned pro at this, working with One Hive, being in Poland, and having this experience behind you, do you think that's helped with your team and helping this connect together and grow the team?
I think it helps in terms everyone has to do their attacks themselves, right? Everyone has their own attacks to do. I think it helps. But the experience I brought from One Hive is kind of rearranging our how we coordinate when we are on voice. I've been on a lot of teams where it's kind of just all over the place, but we had kind of a key structure where the first 10 minutes we look through bases, call bases, and then the remaining 30 minutes we go over each and everyone's plans individually and give advice, and we work as a team through each base. And I think that was one of our really keys to success is everyone has their own opinions on how to defeat a base, and it's good to select a base or select an attack that can actually 3-star it.
What was your biggest challenge as well, Isto?
Honestly, I worked doubles on Thursdays and Fridays, so it was lack of sleep. I had 7 hours of sleep for the 2 days by the time it got to Saturday.
I'll be honest, man. The effort JC put into keeping us organized was beyond a point that should be recognized. He kept us organized. He's kept us on point, and ultimately, when he said attack, it was go time, baby. But those little points of that 10 minutes prior, checking out bases right when the war starts, and then discussing literally base 1 through 5 with every single one of us. Where we were able to identify certain points on the base. I think that extra edge allowing us, to obviously continue to win those wars.
Thanks, man. Everyone did their part. That's what we did.
It sounds like you do have a really nice rapport with each other, working together. Have there been any challenges for your team since you've gotten together? Any conflicts within that you've found hurdles? I think that's the biggest problem in general for clans is finding that right combination. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have any hiccups or bumps in the road, but were there any points where you're like, no, I don't agree with that call. No, you shouldn't be doing that. Have you come up to that yet?
Just from my experience, no, I don't think as a team we have yet. I think one thing that makes us such a strong team is that we can all execute pretty much any strat that we need to do, as long as it's kind of like explained throughout. So that's one thing that I feel like makes us a really good team is that we can do all the strats that are needed as long as we can see the plan. I mean, obviously we haven't built bases yet or we're just in the process of building bases for Poland, and that's going to be a challenge because everyone's really, really strong there. But yeah, base building it right now in this Zeno is really hard. So that might be the nail breaker at this point.
For sure.
So speaking of those opponents that you're going to be facing, who are you most excited to face in Poland?
A lot of the J-Off team within Aphelion eSports prior to all this, they competed for us for a little while, like and I forget the other couple, and so going up JoJo, yeah, and either way, yeah, that's going to be a really interesting opponent, and I know how much J-Off, man. Not only are they killing it in SCCWL, where they're taking the top 5 spots, but not only that, they have a team that's everybody knows. They've been on the stage before. They get the pressure, and so honestly, I'm just going in. I'm going in as a fresh baby, a green, and it's gonna be stressful.
The teams that obviously J-Off is a favorite to win this whole thing just because how strong their team is. Never count on Tribe, man. Tribe, Itsu, Eve, Lex, like they're all good players, and they've been stepping it up a lot. Obviously INTZ is strong, always strong. But yeah, it's going to be pretty tough, but we have faith in ourselves. We've shocked the world once, and we can do it again.
In the qualifiers, when you were there, playing, working your way up, what was the toughest opponent that you had that you thought was going to be your biggest challenge?
Honestly, the way we performed against Blaze was probably the toughest. It was the closest match, I guess. Probably Blaze, and it wasn't Vatang because I think we were a little bit more confident in their bases than Blaze's bases. That's just my opinion. I don't know how everyone else felt.
For sure.
Yeah, I'd say going in, it was knowing what we know now and the matchups and the bases we saw, I would definitely say Blaze over Vatang.
It was crazy because Blaze JP base that Vatang ran, and so we got to hit it twice. And the first time it wasn't a triple, second time it was a triple, and it was crazy because not only that, we ran bases that we were pulling off the internet. That we've friendly challenged before. Vatang did, and so it was going into that war. We were just completely calm.
Through the progression of it, was there any given point where you're like, yes, we have this, yes, we can do this, like this chance is really here? Or did you go into the entire thing thinking like, we got to take it step by step, we can't get disappointed, we can't get we can't get overconfident?
I think for myself, I didn't say this out loud on the team, because I wanted us to focus on one war at a time, but just for myself, I knew we could do something special once we beat Blaze on a triple. Like I think Joker got the triple there, and I was like, wow, we just beat a really, really, really good team, and they didn't score any stars on our bases. So I knew our defense was good, and if we can just eke out some triples, we can always. I knew we had a chance. So I think once we beat Blaze, and even the one before, Lubard War Team had a team out there, who we actually tied in one percentage as well. Once I guess the combination of those two, my confidence was like, okay, this is becoming a reality, and we have a good chance at this point.
I mean, looking at Vatang and all the putting up on everybody else, like that in itself scared me, and I was trying not to let it get to my head. But they had pulled a perfect ward against a clan 2 wars prior and 14 stars in the war. I mean, that's some high level gameplay. Knowing how to triple all 5 bases, that's intense. And so, luckily, again, I'm going to go back to defense. Having a solid defense is just key to success.
Any other advice, JC? What would be your number one advice for teams going through? What's the one thing they should focus on?
In my opinion, the most important is team cohesion and getting players that are flexible and be able to execute. You can have 2 or 3 guys just be able to plan out all the attacks, but if you don't have the guys to execute them or put in the time to FC all the time and stuff like that, you're just not going to be successful. So I think just having guys that are actually dedicated to this game. I know everyone plays this as a little bit of a hobby. Everyone has their own full-time jobs and everything like that. But having that kind of mindset that, hey, I want to do big things here is where you want be as a team.
And Isto, what would you find to be the most important thing that you've experienced and that you would advise anybody looking to partake in these events?
Definitely base building. Test your bases a lot against all the metas. I mean, that definitely is how we ended up going so far, for sure.
I am very excited to watch you guys out in Poland. It really took me by surprise. I know it took a lot of people by surprise, but that's what makes it so much more exciting to see you there, and to see you fighting your way up. It's that underdog story. I mean, JC, you're a veteran. You guys have been in the community for so long, and it's nice when you get that time to really shine and building a new team. And it's, anything can happen. But good luck to you guys. I really appreciate you taking the time, and we'll be rooting for you.
Woo!
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you, lady.
I gotta give Roars a huge shout out, because he has just wrapped up 10 years in military service and came off a war today. In honor of that, with his community getting together to help him celebrate. So, Roars, thank you so much for your service, for your time to the country. And this is an amazing time for you. So it's crazy. You are, 2020 is your year, Roars. Thanks for watching. Our next Beyond the Town Hall episode will feature players from JOF who also qualified for the World Championship qualifiers in Poland in February. So stay tuned for more to come. If you're not following me on social media, links are in the description below, and make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notifications button to know when the next episodes drop. Until next time, this is LadyB. I'll catch you guys.
Isto, were you in the bathroom? Because I know a lot of times you talk about being in the bathroom when you're attacking. I mean, for 6 hours, right?
I just told them I had a big tournament, and I was just walking around with the phone.
Do they do air quotes tournament when you talk about the bathroom?
Watching your reaction was just like the best. Your mouth was wide open.
I was like, what? I was legitimately shocked. We could talk a little bit about that. And when you told me, can I use a reaction video? I was like, please don't be offended. Please, don't take that.
That's the first thing you said. No, it was great.